Welcome and thank you for joining us today. We're going to be looking at the Vuture VX marketing platform and the integration with LexisNexis InterAction. I think it would be fair to say that Vuture VX is really, the only complete marketing platform that's fully and seamlessly integrated with LexisNexis InterAction. Unlike other marketing platforms, Vuture VX doesn't just cover email marketing. We really look at the whole mix of marketing communication materials that a firm undertakes. In today's presentation, I'm going to cover a few of the key modules that are contained within VX. We're going to look at email marketing, so how that talks backwards and forwards to InterAction. I'm also going to look at website content management and the integration with IA. And then going beyond website management, also the creation of microsites and how that works with InterAction. Finally, we're also going to look at surveys and the creation of offline materials such as print and PDF assets. Our objective with the email marketing module was to make it as non-technical as possible. So really our users don't need to have any HTML skills. We think the whole system can be learned in just a couple of hours. All of the editing is really just based on a simple point-and-click methodology, and there are no tokens or complicated integration touch points. For users that are worried about things like clean data, we have an automated data verification process, and of course recipients of emails can manage their own preferences. For legal compliance, of course, there is a simple unsubscribe process built into the platform. For us, the touch points with InterAction are very important. All of the activities are automatically written back into IA. There is no export or import process. Really, we've tried to minimize any manual management, and that covers everything from activities through to things like bad data. And in terms of personalizing the email, you can do that from any interaction field, whether that's contact information or additional fields. The platform always follows your InterAction users' permissions, and any data change management is automatically followed. In terms of the reporting, of course all those activities are writing in InterAction, but VX itself contains some really powerful reporting, which looks at things like lists, offices, individuals, and all of the things that happen within there, so opens, bounces, dates, times, really giving you a very comprehensive view of exactly what your email recipients have done and what paths they've undertaken afterwards. We've tried to make the process of form building and data capture completely painless. We know that other systems, it can take many hours to build up a form and get it talking back into InterAction. With us, it just takes a few minutes to build a form that'll talk to IA. All of the additional fields that you set up for a list are automatically exposed to InterAction. So the whole process of building a form is simply a point-and-click process. Again, there are no tokens or import and export. And that can be used to build any type of form that you want, whether it's a simple survey, event data capture, or anything else you might do with a form. With regard to what is editable on that form, again, you're choosing whether that information is being sucked from InterAction to pre-populate fields and whether that's then editable or not. So you can make fields read-only or editable as appropriate. And any data change management on something like a name change, for instance, is adhered to back in InterAction. The website content manager can be used to manage any website, whether it's plugging an existing site into VX or if it's a new site that's being built. With regard to tracking, there are a number of things that we can do back into InterAction. Using a cookie from an email, we can write any visits to a website and track that back in InterAction. Of course, any forms that are filled in on a website are written back into InterAction. And if there's any security, for instance, a login screen, anything that happens behind that secure area, because we know who the individual is, we can write that back into InterAction as well. Like the email, all of the editing within the website content manager is really based again on a simple point and click process. We've tried to make it as highly intuitive as possible for all of the different types of content that might be on a website, whether that's images and text through to rich content. And again, content can be automatically populated from third sources. That could be InterAction, or if there are any other external feeds that you're using to populate the site. As well as editing the actual content on the site itself, again, VX has been built around doing simple point-and-click restructuring, whether we're talking about the menu or the layout of the page. So again, it's all based on being highly intuitive and highly simple to use. As well as allowing users to edit existing sites, we have a module which allows the user to create additional websites. Now that could be any type of website that your firm may use, whether that's a microsite, different language version sites, extranets, deal rooms, alumni sites, event sites, the whole plethora of different type of sites that firms use. And really the whole process of creating a new site is done just with a simple couple of clicks of the mouse. The system always uses the same powerful but simple editing tools, so everything again is based on a point and click. And again, because it's based on whatever templates you've got, you can't go off brand or make the templates look ugly. With InterAction, again, there are a number of things we can do. If you're putting security on the website, that can be based on an InterAction list, and of course any activity behind the security goes back into InterAction. Again, any form activity is written back into InterAction, and again, content can come from IA to go into any of the sites that are created. Again, we've made the whole platform about having no technical skills. Everything from adding a custom URL, that's the web address, to manipulating the content and layout is done with a simple point and click process. As well as the form builder that we discussed earlier, VX has got a whole module based on building very sophisticated surveys. We can do all the things you'd expect with a survey. So if a user answers question A, number 1, they can jump straight to question 6. If they can't answer question 2, they can jump to somewhere else within that survey. We can also take what a user has said earlier as an answer and have that piped into a later question. In terms of languages, anywhere in VX you can write in any character set in any language. For something like a survey, of course there are buttons and instructions. VX can be set to automatically translate those buttons and instructions into whichever language you've written the questions. In terms of what goes back into InterAction, you can mark a survey as anonymous, so it won't write the results back against an individual in IA. If it hasn't been marked as anonymous, then the individual responses can be written back against client records. And in terms of the analytics, again, as well as the information that's writing into InterAction, you can build detailed reports which will look at creating tables, charts, outputting in CSV, PDF, even SPSS formats for data analysts. I guess the final module that I want to talk about today is the management of print and PDF assets. VX has been built to allow you to manage any type of printed material, whether that's something you do in-house, such as proposals, or if you do any invitations or marketing materials off the in-house printer. Also things that you send out to print, so if you do brochures or flyers that go out to an external printer, and of course the PDF versions of whatever assets you create. In terms of interaction points, you can suck content from InterAction to create personalized versions of whatever materials you're putting together. That could be the PDF or the printed version. And if you do send something out in the post to a client, you can mark that as an activity within InterAction and automatically having a link to the PDF version of whatever was sent to the client. For us, the output is really the key point. VX does all the hard work that traditionally a designer would do, so creating the print ready files if it is a print ready file, or creating the PDF if it's a PDF, and that will put in automatically whatever the crops, marks, the bleeds, the correct image sizes into that material. So it's all ready to go. You're not needing to do anything technical in the background. I've spent a lot of time talking today about how the two platforms work with each other. Clearly we'd like the opportunity to show it to you if you are either currently using InterAction or you're planning to use InterAction in the future. If you'd like to see a demonstration, please don't hesitate to email us. We're at info@vuturegroup.com, or you can take a look at the website. The URL is www.vuturevx.com. Hopefully we'll speak soon.